Hello there. In Revenge of the Sith, Obi Wan sneaks onto Padme's ship and follows her to Mustafar, where he confronts Anakin about his turn to the dark side, and we all know what happens from there. However, I've always wondered if the events on Mustafar would be different if Obi Wan didn't hide on Padme's ship. In today's video, we will discuss what if Obi Wan never went to Mustafar. Hey guys, really quick, if you wanted to become a member of the channel, it's only 99 cents a month. Just click the join button to check out more. We'll start off the story at Padme and Anakin's home. Obi Wan visits her to ask where Anakin is and tells her that he has turned to the dark side. Padme can't believe it. She accuses Obi Wan of lying and asks him how he could even say those things. Kenobi continues to ask her where Anakin is, but Padme utterly refuses to tell him where he is. She can't. She knows what Obi Wan plans to do. Obi Wan leaves and in this story doesn't stow away on Padme's ship. Padme takes her cruiser and leaves Coruscant to make her way to Mustafar. She lands on Mustafar and can see Anakin through the front windows of her ship. His shadow figure pulls down his hood to reveal his face, staring upon the ship with confusion. Anakin runs towards Padme's ship and Padme runs towards Anakin. We know how the conversation goes from here. Padme pleads Anakin to come back to her, saying that what he is doing isn't right and that this isn't him. Anakin begins to become furious with her. He is doing all of this for her. How can she not see that? Padme concludes by saying that she can't follow Anakin after what he's done and what he plans to do. She tells him she is leaving and will run away with their children. Anakin's anger at this moment is incomprehensible. Anakin's love for Padme means nothing in this situation. After what he has done, kill the Jedi, the younglings, the separatist leaders, the dark side has corrupted him. He is beginning to experience its full power and it's like an addictive drug. The dark side begins to talk to him, telling him that she is betraying him, that he doesn't need her and that he's better off without her. She's only holding him back. Anakin is too far gone, too far down the dark path. As Padme turns and walks away, Anakin grips her air pipe and raises her into the air with the Force. Anakin's eyes turn a deep yellow as Padme tries to plead him to release her, but no words leave her throat. The dark side has corrupted Anakin to no return. Padme's lifeless body drops from the air and crashes down to the ground. The dark side congratulates him for completing this task. He has almost severed all ties with the light side, only his master is left. Anakin experiences an extreme burst of power after this. Padme was Anakin's greatest weakness in the dark side, and with her death, he is free. On the other side of the galaxy, Sidious stands up suddenly in his chair. Mas Amida asks the Emperor if he's okay, but he doesn't say anything. He sits back down and asks himself what that was. What was that surge of dark side energy? It has to have been Anakin. Palpatine feels physically weaker, and he fears the worst. He fears the dark side has seen Anakin's potential and now favors him rather than himself. Sidious didn't expect this to happen. He expected the dark side would recognize what Sidious has done with the grand plan, with the manipulation of the Chosen One, and reward him because of this. However, the opposite has occurred. Sidious has been cast aside from the dark side, used by it to get Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One. This makes Sidious furious. He knows what he must do. Anakin has played his part and now it's time to kill him. Anakin boards Padme's ship and heads back to Coruscant, following his master Sidious calling him there. Anakin feels no remorse for the events that took place just moments ago. Anakin's lust for power is stronger than ever. He doesn't know he's walking into a trap with Sidious, but it doesn't matter because Anakin has the same intentions. He is going to test out the full might of his new powers on the Emperor and succeed him as ruler of the galaxy. Anakin enters Sidious's office and they both stare at each other. No Mas Amida and no guards. They both know what the other intends to do. There's no point in even saying it. Anakin ignites his blue saber and Sidious his red. They both vanish from sight and meet in the middle of the room, blades crashing together. The sound produced would be deafening to any normal being. The two battle it out for a few seconds, however the number of strikes thrown is in the hundreds. Sidious can feel the dark side leeching from Anakin. He knows his brute strength is greater than his, not including the fact that he's weakened after his duel with Yoda and Mace. Sidious pushes Anakin back a short distance and mutters,
"Into the scars of
A blue fiery flame extends from his hands. This is different to lightning, and Anakin curls his fingers to split it in two, breaking either side of him. Anakin can feel the heat this is producing, but can also tell it weakens his strength. He can't stay here for long. He grips Sidious's left foot with the Force and pulls him to the ground. His unbalance breaks his connection to the Sith magic and he's left defenseless. Anakin jumps on him and goes to strike, but Sidious in tremendous speed sends lightning crashing into Anakin, sending him flying to the other side of the room, over his head. Sidious goes to send another jolt of lightning at Anakin, but Anakin force dashes out of the way. Sidious is worried for a moment. He doesn't know where the young Skywalker has gone, but then he senses it. He ignites both blades and holds them in an X formation as he turns around to block the strike from Anakin from behind. Anakin knew he would easily block and uses his left hand to force push him to the back wall with tremendous force. Sidious is dazed for a second. He doesn't know what hit him. Sidious knows the battle isn't going well for him. Anakin quickly adapted to his Sith magic, his Force lightning barely scratched him, and now he's been hit with the hardest Force push he's ever experienced. Sidious knows it's only a matter of time, and is furious with the dark side for betraying him. He will have his revenge and take out their prized possession, Anakin Skywalker. Sidious discovered the ability of Force Storm, and using his will and anger, he is able to rip a hole in the space-time continuum and create a hyperspace wormhole. This ability has enough power to kill a whole world. Sidious starts enchanting and the blue hole in the space-time continuum begins to open. Anakin is pushed back by the energy being released from this, but he manages to balance himself. Sidious begins to cackle. There is no escape for Anakin. Sidious's enchantment is complete as he sends the Force Storm at Anakin. Anakin braces and holds out his right hand. His pinky is facing Sidious, but only his middle and index finger are pointing upwards. He concentrates the Force into this position and creates a barrier when the Force Storm hits. It travels directly upwards after being deflected by Anakin. Sidious is shocked. This shouldn't be possible. The dark side has truly chosen Skywalker. Sidious increases his level of output, but Anakin's defense is strong. Sidious knows he needs more. Sidious reaches his maximum output in order to kill Anakin, but this is too much for his body to handle. He has lost control of the Force Storm, and it backfires, attacking himself, causing his body to crumble into pieces. He lets off one last scream as his own Force Storm consumes him. Anakin grabs hold of the Force Storm with the Force using both his hands. He knows if he can't control it, then it will consume him and Coruscant. He uses both hands to decrease the size of the storm into a small ball-sized sphere and claps his hands together as it fully dissipates. He's done it. He has control of the Empire. Next, he knows he must take care of Yoda and Obi Wan. Anakin stumbles to the ground and grabs his head. His eyes roll into the back of his skull as he sees flashes of images of a green planet with large snowy mountains, but a city with skyscrapers reaching kilometers into the sky. And on the main building, he sees the little green Yoda and his old master, Obi Wan Kenobi. He knows where they are, Alderaan. The dark side has granted him this gift. Anakin makes his way to Alderaan and enters the planet's atmosphere. As he enters, he can sense the location of his masters with the Force and knows that's where he must go. Obi-Wan and Yoda also sense Anakin entering the atmosphere, but they barely recognize his presence within the Force. They can see his ship in the distance, and they know he's coming for them. The arrogance of the Jedi will blind Yoda once again. He turns to Obi-Wan and tells him that they need to defeat the Sith and together can kill Anakin. Anakin lands his ship and starts walking towards the Jedi Masters who are waiting for him. They are unaware of what he's done, unaware of the power he's gained. Anakin starts by staring down Obi-Wan, his hatred so high for his old master, who was holding him back and limiting his power. Using this hatred, Anakin uses the dark side ability of Deadly Sight, and Obi-Wan grabs his face as it begins to burn. He is grabbing his face trying to put out the fires, as his hair is completely burning off. Yoda stands in shock for a moment, but acts quickly by using the Force to create a wind, putting out the fires. Obi-Wan drops to one knee in pain, and looks up at Anakin with his bald and burned skull, already blistering with hard white pustules. He is almost unrecognizable. Anakin continues walking towards the Jedi. He conjures up two dark energy spheres from his hands and sends them towards the Jedi. One hits Obi-Wan directly in the chest, sending him flying backwards, and Yoda uses the Force to slow down the speed of the other and sends it flying off to the side. but Yoda fell to one knee as this took a huge amount of effort. Anakin then uses Force Net and casts a net towards the two Jedi and hoists them up into the air. This drains their Force energy as the Jedi attempt to struggle. Behind Anakin, a phantom-like entity double the size is chanting an unknown language. It has the appearance of a humanoid with horns and is double the size of Anakin. Anakin doesn't notice this, but the Jedi do. Is this the true form of the dark side? Yoda asks himself internally. Using Force Net, Anakin pulls both the Jedi towards him and clasps each of their throats with either hand and closes his fists together, severing their heads from their torso. The dark side has won. Thanks for watching, guys. Please let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to check out our membership program and Discord in the description.